Hello. So now let's take a look at how we could get our RGB LED to shine two different colours depending on how far away something was from our distance sensor. What we've got at the moment is a bit of code which is just going to report on how far away the nearest obstacle is. So if we run the code, at the moment it looks like I'm probably sitting about 25 centimetres away, and if I bring my hand a little bit closer, then you can see it coming down, and then so I've got to be really close to be in shot there, haven't I? So 2 centimetres away. So this is working, which is great. Now what we want to do is we want to light up the LED. So we have already defined the LED, it's called RGB here. So now we could set the RGB colour, and we could set it to, let's go for my lovely cyan bluey green colour. Now if we just do that, then it's just going to be on all the time. There it is, and it doesn't matter what value I've got showing on here, it's not going to change colour because I've just set it to a fixed colour. What I need to do is I need to change the colour depending on the distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if the distance in centimetres is less than a certain number, maybe let's say less than 20, then I'm going to set a colour. Now, if I now just press the delete button, that is going to bring my colour statement up into position. So what we've got going on here is that this line here, this RGB colour, this is only going to happen if we have a distance of less than 20 centimetres. So if we start by switching it off, RGB, we'll do that at the start just to switch it off to make sure we've reset it. So let's run the code. So now the RGB LED has been switched off, and you can see that at the moment we are at distances of higher than 20 centimetres, so nothing is happening. But if I begin to come closer, as soon as I hit 20 centimetres, did you see that? The LED switched on. Now if I go further away again, it's staying on. We haven't told it to switch off if we go higher than 20 centimetres. So we've got a little bit of functionality in here, but we can probably do better than that. How about we say that if we are at less than 20 centimetres, then we have this lovely blue colour. Else, this means in all other situations. So maybe I'm just going to switch it off. Maybe it's just going to be switch on and off if I come under 20 centimetres. So here we go. So we're not at 20 centimetres yet. The LED is off. I'm now going to bring my hand in to, there we go. So we're under 20 centimetres and the LED is on. Let's come back out again. Now, did you see, as soon as it went up to 21, it switched off again. So we're going to come in, and it's on, and away, and it goes off again. So now there's a connection between the actual distance and whether it is on or off. Now, what I could have done is I could have used two different colours. So maybe what I would do is I would set both of them to be different colours. So let's just copy and paste my code here. So I can just alternate between two different colours. Now maybe when it's really, really close, maybe I'm going to go for like a red warning light. So if I just do all red, no green, no blue, then that is going to be my nice red warning light if I'm really close. And now, whatever distance I am, however far away I am, could be quite a long way away, it's going to be my favourite colour. And if I come close, there we go, then I get my warning light. If I've come too close. There we go. There's my red warning light. So if you're familiar with mathematical terms like greater than and less than, then this is really going to help you with this. And you can see that in here, you can see that the indentation, so the distance, we've got a gap here. This is really, really important. If all of my lines of code all line up, then I'm going to get an error when I run this. And it's telling me that on line 12, I've got invalid syntax. Line 12, here it is. It's supposed to be indented. And I just press the tab button to indent it, just above your caps lock key. There we go. So whenever we have a colon on the line before, when we hit enter, the cursor will automatically be at the right level of indentation for you. So you can use that as a guide. So don't change where the cursor is, just start typing at that place. And if you've got some code on a line below and you want to bring that code up into the right position, then instead of pressing the backspace key, don't press that because that moves the cursor. Instead, if you've got it on your keyboard, use the delete key. It's normally above the backspace key. And by pressing the delete key, the cursor isn't moving, can you see? But it's bringing the text up into position to where that cursor was flashing. So there we go. So this might help you now with the challenge. So this is now so big, I'm going to have to show it on all of the screen. Here it is. Okay, so I think I've got all of it in there, pretty much. There we go. So here is your challenge. Right. While the program is running, your Pico LED needs to flash on and off. Okay, can you do that? I think you probably did that in the first Pico challenge. Number 2. The distance to the nearest obstacle should be printed in centimetres on screen every 0.5 seconds. Number 3. If the distance is 100, all LEDs should be off. If the distance is under 100, LED 1 should be on. If the distance drops below 50, then the RGB LED should be a sort of bluey greeny colour, you can choose. And if the distance drops below 30 centimetres, then the RGB LED should be a red sort of colour. Again, you can pick your favourite colour. Make sure that the RGB LED switches off if the distance is greater than 50 centimetres. Okay, so I don't want it to stay on. So we're going to use the LED, oops, don't move that around, wrong button, here we go, let's move that around. So you can just see at the bottom of the screen here, here's LED 1. This is going to be an indicator light in this challenge to basically say that the distance sensor hasn't maxed out. So when it maxes out, it's saying 100 centimetres doesn't really mean there is something a metre away. It's saying something is too far away, the obstacle is too far away, I can't measure it. I'm giving you a value reading of 100 because that's my maximum, but really I don't know how far away something is. So if that's the case, if we're getting a reading of 100, then this LED should switch off. Otherwise, it should be on to say that, yep, we're getting readings, they're less than 100, so we can now respond to the readings. Then your RGB LED is going to be shining with whatever colours you choose. And as the distance changes, like you've just seen me demonstrate, I want the colour of your RGB LED to change as well, to be in the appropriate range. So if that is what you would, if that is as far as you would like to go, then that's great. That is going to be a silent solution that you're working towards. If you would like to look at the extension, though, points 8 and 9 here, the extension is that if the distance drops below 10 centimetres, then a buzzer should start beeping. And point 9 says that the buzzer can only be turned off by pressing button 1. So those are extension, extra things to do, only if you get everything else working perfectly. So for the most part, it's going to be a silent challenge, but then this final bit, you might want to just add in that buzzer at the end. So I look forward to seeing some of your code. If you want to send it in to me, you're very welcome. And I will explain my solution in the next video.